Precious, just describe a little bit how your confidence from the three-point line has grown in the last couple of months.
I mean, it's been good. It's been this is not the last one. Thank you. It's been good. I mean, my teammates. This is not the last one. It is. My teammates, coaching staff, trust me to take those shots. So I'm just out there taking the wide open ones when I feel good. Take them. There's nothing really complicated about it. It's just trust from your teammates and just me shooting the ball with confidence.
When did you start thinking that whatever work you were putting in the gym could translate into games?
I mean, that's the whole point of working out. I'm not just out there just working out something that wouldn't translate to the games. Everything that I do out there, I've put in countless, reps of the same, whatever it is, thousands of it, and it's just showing, that's just a testament to show that the work that I'm putting in is actually working, and just staying consistent with what I'm doing.
Was that a lot free in transition? Was it like an extra level of heat check, or say just taking the shot that you thought was there?
I definitely work on it. I'm not going to try something in the game that I don't work on. Definitely working that. And it was just, I was really, real confident. Hit, I think, 4 in a row at that point. I'm coming down, and I'm surveying the whole floor, and I'm feeling real good. It's a shot that I've worked on multiple times, and I'm like, okay, I think it's time, So I just, in that moment, you're not really thinking. He's just so zoned in the moment. He's just so locked in the game, and I was just like, it felt good as soon as it left my hand.
You've had a couple really big games against this team over the last few weeks. How much do you embrace matchups like ones against MVP-type players?
I love competition. I'm a competitor. I love to compete against the best because I like to push myself, compare myself. If these guys are the guys that, doing this at a really, really high level, quote unquote, and that's my aspiration to get to where they are. I want to, push myself. I want to test them. I want to test myself, most importantly, and just see what it's like to be in their shoes. And for me, I'm a competitor. I like to compete, so I'm just out there competing against the best.
You guys don't have a player that matches him directly in terms of like physical size. How much does the defense have to be tied in order to, and you're obviously not going to stop a player like that, but to neutralize him and to make things tough for him? I
mean, he's an amazing player. We don't have anyone on our team that matches in size as him. So we have quickness, we have speed, and we have length. So we kind of just use that to our advantage. Foot speed, beat him to the spots, his spin moves or counter moves. Someone is right there, just throwing a lot of bodies at him, showing him, just throwing the different types of coverages at him, make him think, through the game.
The amount of time you spend on him tonight, do you ever start to feel comfortable? Like, do you ever get to that point where it's like, okay, I got an idea of what he's going to do here?
No. That's why he's one of the best players, probably, possibly MVP of the league. You can't guess, you can't go in and just say there's no premeditated move. You can't just do that. He keeps you guessing, and you just got to play whatever he gives you. Of course, you watch film, you have an idea. You learn the things they like to do, things they don't like to do. But he's, like I say, he's playing at a really, really high level. And he just always keeps you on top of your game.
You've played against all three of those guys that are up in the MVP race. If you were to pick one right now, who would you pick?
I'd rather not answer that question. I'll pick Pascal Siakam.
There you go.
Yes.
We have one question for you online. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Precious. I'm just wondering if you can talk a bit about the development of the relationship that you've had with the front office over the course of the year, and sort of what you thought your role was at the start of the season and how you've seen it progress over the course of this year.
Definitely, beginning of the season, I wasn't playing up to my expectations more than anything else. I'm not out there trying to, meet someone's expectations. I don't think anyone in this world holds me accountable as much as I hold myself, and wants better for me as much as I want better for myself. So, I have a certain standard for myself, which is really, really high, and I work really hard to achieve that standard. And my relationship with the front office is, is solid. Known my side since I was little. Close with Bobby and whatnot. Guys, people in the front office. For me, at the beginning of the season, it's just staying with what I'm doing. I knew at some point it's gonna start showing. I put in a lot of work. It just wasn't showing at the time. It wasn't clicking for whatever reason it was. But I stayed. I trusted that whole process. Trusted my work ethic and just stuck with it. And the front office did as well. Teammates did as well. Encouraged me all through that. And now it's just on the show.
Last question for you in the room.
Precious, you said that the key to your last few months has just been being in a rhythm. When you were fighting for that rhythm those first couple months, what were you telling yourself?
I'm good. I can't say how many times I said that to myself or my family or my friends, because they would call me or text me, and my response every time was, I'm good, and they were like, sometimes they were shocked how confident I was that I'm good, My whole thing is I put in the work, I put in a lot of work in, and I knew eventually it's gonna show, and I just kept telling myself, being positive with myself. Like I said, no one, has a higher standard for themselves, for me, like I do for myself. So, and I understand the type of work that I put in, so I just kept telling myself that I'm good, all through that, and I knew it was going to eventually, happen.
Chris Boucher was saying that the other night that when he had his struggles the first couple of months, one of the great things was his teammates never let him feel like that.
Yeah.
Is that something that you felt?
Absolutely. We have a really good team, great guys individually, collectively as well. Guys always, being positive, talking to you. A lot of guys came up to me, texted me, just told me to keep my head up, just keep going, because they see me work, they see what I can do, and just keep going at it. I believe it was the same for him. We encouraged him, we stuck together, and right now I believe he's in rhythm. He's playing amazing as well. And at the end of the day, this is the most important part of the season. Early in the season, you could say whatever or whatnot, but this is where it really counts. And I think we're peaking at the right time, as a team.